my humble abode. I'm Allison, the Fix-It Chick, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a farm table. I actually have a kitchen table that I purchased recently. It was a natural wood, and I turned it into a farm table just using paint and some sandpaper in between the coats, and it got a lot of hits, and everyone's been asking how to make one, how to make it look like one. So I'm going to show you today with a dining room table how to make it look like a rustic farm table just by using paint. I have a dining room table here that needs a ton of love and attention, kind of like myself. And I'm going to show you how to do this with some primer because it is super shiny, so we're going to need an oil-based primer. And I bought a dark gray, a light gray, and a cream. And we're going to do this all over and make it look farm chic. Stay tuned. Before we even prime is sand. You want to just try and sand as much as you can. Just try and get a little bit more of a rough surface for the paint to adhere to and get rid of anything that's on the top of this table. Okay, so we sanded down the table and wiped it clean, and now I'm going to use an oil-based primer like I said and just paint the whole table. And the best thing to do when painting a table is have a glass of wine. They go hand in hand. Okay, so when you're working with oil-based paint, you should always have a good cleaner because your hands are going to get covered in it and it does not come off with soap and water. Just a heads up. And this is pretty much it. We're just using a throwaway brush because I'm never going to use this again. And we're just going to paint on to the table. How about a joke while we wait? How do you make a pool table laugh? You put your hand in its pockets and you tickle its balls. Okay, so the table's been primed, and now I'm going to go ahead and start with the first color. I'm going to use the dark gray. This is Chelsea gray. It's from Benjamin Moore. This color that I picked happens to go with the color of the room that the table is going to be in. But really what you want to do is pick two types of gray, a dark and a light, and then a white or a cream or a beige that's going to match the color of your room. And when I paint the coats, I always add water to it. I don't really know why. Well, I do know why, but it thins out the paint, so it makes it easier to go on. And then it's also thinner, so when you're sanding it, it kind of just sands a little bit easier. So I just do a little bit of water, and you just mix it up. And then we're just going to go right ahead. And in this first coat, we're going to pretty much paint the entire table and not leave a lot showing. You can leave a few white pieces showing through, but we're going to sand it so the table underneath and the white is going to come through anyway after we paint. Take your paintbrush, just brush it on, just like that. It's very simple. If you don't get every single spot, it's totally fine, because we want this to be rustic and haphazard anyway. How about a joke while we paint? What did the painter say to the wall? One more crack like that, and I'll plaster you. So we're just going around the table. We got the top done already, and now we're just doing the sides and the legs. Beautiful. Now that's a leg if I've ever seen one. Hazel, would you like to get in the video? No. Voila! It's done. The first coat is on. As you can see, my friends, there are some spots where the white is coming through, because it's not perfect. We're gonna let it dry a minute, and then we're gonna take some sandpaper, and we're gonna sand this baby down. Okay, so I just have 150 grit. That's what I'm gonna start with. You could always work your way down, get less numbered to like 80. But we're just gonna sand it down and see what happens. Exhausting. Crap. Houston, we have a problem. When your paint opener comes in handy, and you cannot get your wine bottle to open. Hazel, stop staring at me.
Oh, that is right. Oh!
Party time! Now we're flowing.
Fill her up.
All right, the next color is the light gray. It's called Aloof Gray. I wonder if it's friendly. In this coat, again, we're just gonna brush it on, and you don't have to be so picky with it. Leave a few spots with the gray showing through, and we're gonna sand it after anyway, so more of the dark gray will come through it. I feel like Van Gogh, except with both my ears. Okay, the last color. This is called Acadia White. As you can see, it's very creamy and soft. You only want to put this every so often, and again, this is all subjective. Whatever colors you want to see more of, you do. So if you want your table darker, do less lights and whites. If you want your table lighter, you're just going to do more of the white. Add a little bit of water. It's going everywhere. It's fun. So for this, you really just want to look at your table and see where do you want this light color. Every so often, just put some streaks. And then we're gonna blend it in with the sandpaper. Wax on, wax off. I feel like Danielson. The final coat has been painted on. Woohoo! And we are just gonna sand it in right now. Look how easy. Seriously, anybody can do this, so don't be afraid. You don't have to be a professional, like myself. Okay, so your last step is to just do a final top coat. I like to use this Rust-Oleum chalk paint in a matte finish, or you can use Minwax. They make a great water-based polyurethane now, and I would do a satin finish. I wouldn't do anything shinier than satin, only because this still is a farm table and we want to keep it as rustic as possible. Ta-da! We're all finished. We've officially turned this dining room table into a beautiful rustic farm table that I now call Farm Chic. Decorate it however you'd like, and use whatever colors work for you in your room and your home. And remember, have fun with it. If Plan A doesn't work, there are 25 other letters in the alphabet. Thanks for watching, guys. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook at The Fix-It Chick. And as always, remember, you can do it yourself.